Okay, so here's the front page of your lab. What you're going to do is, after you're settling in today, read through here and you're going to draw what you think the line would look like if it follows Hooke's law. Then make sure you read this. It's the point of the lab. Materials are here. I normally wouldn't do this, but since this is kind of a sub-lesson, I identified your independent and dependent variable for you. Mass of the water in grams. But remember, we're going to measure in milliliters because a gram of water equals a milliliter of water has a mass of a gram. So 25 milliliters will have a mass of 25 grams. So we're going to change the mass of the water that we're going to put in a can. And then we're going to measure the stretch of the rubber band. Use the format I've taught you. To what extent does the, for your research question, and also your hypothesis. This would be a good place to pause the video and fill out the first page. All right, welcome back. Procedures are here. You're going to read each procedure and draw a picture to show you understand them. In just a minute, I'm going to go over what the setup would look like. Once I've gone over the setup, be a good place for to pause the video again and draw the pictures. Then we're just going to do one trial in this lab. Write down what the independent and dependent variable are. These are the different amounts of water that you're going to use, which represents the amount of grams. Here you'll measure the stretch of the rubber band. You're going to graph that, and then you do a conclusion back here. Okay? So setup. These are going to probably be over your lab drawer. If for some reason they're not over your lab drawer, you get the materials out of your lab drawer. It's called the ring stand. You're just going to put this in like this. You have several different clamps in your lab drawer. This is probably the easiest one to use, just a test tube clamp. I'm going to put that on like this, tighten that up. Now, we want to measure the stretch of the rubber band. First of all, please don't use my textbooks, even though I'm showing with that. You might want to secure this so it doesn't fall over with weight. So as you add weight, you don't want it to fall over, so I'm just going to secure that. Now, I'm going to take the can that has a rubber band attached to it and just droop it over here, something like that. Now, since you want to measure the stretch of the rubber band, my suggestion is you take the can and you make it by unloosen this and move it up and down until it's exactly level with the table. And that would represent zero stretch right there. I got a little tension on it, so I'm actually going to lower. That's just about perfect. Okay? Now, what we're going to do is we're going to add our 25 milliliters of water. It doesn't have to be measured so perfect you're spending an hour measuring 25, but it needs to be pretty close. I'm a little under, but I'm just demoing how this would work. So I'm going to add my 25 milliliters of water, which is equal to 25 grams. Put it in the can here. And now I'm going to measure the stretch. And again, to measure, by the way, you can use a funnel if you need to. Probably don't really need it, but it might be helpful to use the funnel. Make sure you're measuring in centimeters. I'm going to measure the stretch, and that would be from the bottom of the table, right here, to the top of the brim would be the total stretch. So I'm stretched about 0.6 centimeters right there, or 0.60 centimeters. And then I would just repeat that. Get some more water. Of course, record that in your data table. You'd add another 25 grams for a total of 50 now. Write the stretch. Every once in a while I've seen these rubber bands break. So if you're really concerned, you can ask for a new rubber band, but usually they're pretty good. Just don't leave them completely full once you get the can full for too long, so you don't minimize that risk. If it breaks, get it cleaned up the best you can, and you may even have to call a janitor if we get too much on the floor. But be careful. It's really important, if I'm not running this lab, that things get cleaned up exactly like they were when you came in, please. Of course, I expect you to be focused and on task. Teacher can leave me any names if needed, and we'll deal with that with referrals or parent phone calls if we need to. All right, thanks. Enjoy the lab, and appreciate it.